So if we want to accept them for who they are, but at the same time also we want to bring out the best in each other.
Right.
So how would you suggest bringing out the best in each other when you accept, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Bringing out the best in each other and accepting who they are.
Here's it's going to also go to my number one best technique for marriage, because everybody says, what's the most important thing in a marriage? Everybody thinks I'm going to say communication.
Boring.
Boy, please. I always laugh with people. Like I said, they sit down first session. So once in a while, I'll say, yeah. I want you to tell me what he's going to say about you, and you to tell me what she's going to say about you. And they say it perfectly. You know why? They've been communicating so much. They communicate beautifully. They know exactly what they can't stand about each other. So anyway, the number one technique, most important part of a marriage, I believe, is appreciation. It's appreciation. Because you just said how we bring out the best in somebody. You know, it's very easy. Appreciate them. Tell them all the good things that they're doing that you really love, and appreciate them. And you know what happens? They give you more of that. Tell them all the stuff that you don't like about them. It seems to boil and brew, and you get more of that. So if I bring people in and I say, here's, a piece of paper, a legal pad and paper, and I want you to take 5 minutes and tell me all the things you appreciate about each other. Now, these are people obviously in crisis, so, consider that. So they're sitting there that they don't need 5 minutes. They can barely crank out 2 things, on that piece of paper. And I always ask them the same question. What about the fact that, he's makes money and he's a good dad, and she makes money and she's a good mom? And they always say, they're supposed to do that. They're supposed to. Like, you don't get credit for what you're supposed to do. You only get credit for something you do way above the call of duty. However, 98% of what we do is what we're supposed to do, and we work hard at it. We should be appreciating that. We should constantly be thinking to ourselves and telling the person. I tell people 2 appreciative comments a day. Gestures. It can be a loving call. It can be an emoji. I went like this because I'm old, so I do this.
Emoji.
Loving call. I don't know how you call
Kids are teaching you.
When you do. Yeah. Let me turn off the TV. I don't know what we used to do. Okay. But anyway, whatever it is, a flower, a magazine that thought of you.
And it's so easy.
It's
so
easy.
easy. And you have Instacart.
Right.
Yes. You have Instacart now.
Much
It's even easier. And it's remarkable. And
we were going to save our listener questions for the end, but I feel like this ties in so well with what we're talking about now.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Yes, we gathered some data, gathered questions from both men and women, because we do acknowledge there are some male listeners. So I'm going to read this one.